Wow, there is a new Pirates trailer out. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a bad fangirl. I actually kind of forgot that they were making another Pirates of the Caribbean film. That was one of the big fandoms. There are three big fandoms for me growing up, especially in high school. And that was Labyrinth, Sherlock Holmes, and Pirates of the Caribbean. And after this new trailer, my inner 15-year-old fangirl has somewhat taken over. Can't imagine why. I followed the Pirates films for the first trilogy, and I kind of made peace with the fact Outworld's End was gotta be the last one. And then On Stranger Tides happened, and On Stranger Tides felt like a fanfic of pirates rather than pirates. But this trailer actually feels like a Pirates of the Caribbean movie. It feels like what was promised to me as a 15-year-old, which is really silly to say. Stranger Tides felt so different. It was silly. It didn't really catch what made the first three fun for me. And I like all three of the Pirates films. I like the original trilogy. Wow, I sound like a fanboy. I sound like a Ghostbusters Star Wars fanboy. This is sad. I'm sorry. But I do like the look of it. It feels less, I don't want to say gimmicky than Stranger Tides, but it feels more like it knows what it is. It feels like a Pirates of the Caribbean movie. It doesn't feel like a fanfic of the pirates. I'm gonna watch it like this. Yeah. Oh, I have feelings. I have many feelings. This feels, the mask is a luchador mask, but what you gonna do? Oh man. This feels so much more the tone that I'm used to. Pirates of the Caribbean works best when it's a dark comedy. It works best when it's mysterious. It works best when it's only kind of slightly magic realism. And this works for me. This works more than Stranger Tides did. Hope I'm not going to be disappointed. Gonna be kind of awkward with Johnny Depp. He kind of got some late stage butt face-itis, but yeah, that's what we can do. But I have feelings. I have many feelings. I have feelings about our new villain, who I would love it if personality-wise he's more of a Javert, because he's got those medals. He looks very military. He might be a lawful evil that ran across Jack Sparrow in the past, and now he's getting revenge from beyond the watery grave. Because these are ghosts. These are totally ghosts. That, like, every other Pirates of the Caribbean villain has been kind of like that, but they've always been zombies, or like fish revenant people, or cursed bodies that are still kind of a moldering away. But these are legitimate spirit ghosts, and I love the effect, the aesthetic for them. It looks so good. It's like their bodies are still decaying underwater, but this is their spirit representation of them. Like the guy that had half his face cut off and pieces of his face missing, and you can tell they all had like death wounds, but they've been festering because they've been underwater so long, and there's not like a crab coming out of their ear like there was at Dead Man's Chest. This is different. This is interesting. This is spooky. I like the grounded ship like overrunning with water. That looks like the prologue from the ride, like in the skeleton area. And our new little protagonist, who I have thoughts about. If you don't want to hear my spoilery thoughts on what I think of the trailer, now would be a good time to skip to an indeterminate part. Here. I'm gonna call him Whelp 2.0. And if they're willing to go where I think they're going with it, that's gonna be an interesting dynamic. I think that we are dealing with a little grown-up William Jr. Or the third, really, realistically. Son of Will Turner is in that brig talking to Ghost Javier Bardem. That means Jack is gonna be Obi-Wan. Now I just got the thought that the first Pirates trilogy did the prequels better than the prequels did. I really hope their casting for Whelp 2.0 is spot on, because the most underrated thing about Orlando Bloom as Will Turner is that he played a wonderful straight man to Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow. He was the one that would look at Jack like he was crazy when no one else would. And that was an underrated but essential quality to him. It's something that white guy missionary milquetoast in Stranger Tides didn't have, because his trait was apparently that he was naive and too good for this sinful earth. That didn't carry so much weight as Will Turner, who was just this down-to-earth straight man next to crazy Jack. That's how it worked. Now, they are still kind of revolving it around Jack, which is not what made the first film work. But I would rather see Jack as kind of this off-screen MacGuffin that is talked about and alluded to but not seen for about an act and a half. I would rather see that and let our new whelp stretch his legs a bit, rather than him be on screen and be the protagonist. We got nothing of Jack except for a name and a picture. They're using their Jack sparingly. They're stuck with him, but they're still using it sparingly. So if Will Turner was kind of the straight man to Jack, I'm wondering if Whelp 2.0 might have more of a Jim Hawkins, Long John Silver kind of relationship with Jack. Because this guy, I don't know who this guy is. I have suppositions and suspicions about him, but I don't know. He looks a lot younger than Orlando did in Curse of the Black Pearl. So I'm wondering if there's going to be more of a mentor-mentee relationship rather than those two guys. Because I know we're getting Orlando back. No word on Kira. So probably not going to see her. I hope they didn't kill her off screen. I will be very displeased. Oh, Jeffrey Rush is coming back, which yay, more Barbossa. So I am curious because Pirates of the Caribbean has never done ghosts before. They've done zombies, they've done curses, they've done strange otherworldly psychopomps, but they've never done ghosts. So I'm wondering how this will measure up and measure on. I'm excited to speculate again, because 90% of the fun of being a Pirates of the Caribbean fan in the early aughties was trying to figure out what was going to happen in the sequels. And like I said, the tone is more dark comedy now. It's gotten a bit more serious, which I like. Stranger Tides didn't feel serious, particularly about what was happening. A lot of Jack Sparrow's appeal is that he is a very silly, cartoonish, crazy individual in a very serious world. Like this was everything else is kind of a Jack London novel, and he's just like, whatever. You're so on leverage, yes. And that was a lot of the appeal. There's always this kind of triad of tone in a Pirates of the Caribbean film, at least the good ones, where it's like, there's this kind of Robert Louis Stevenson regular pirate story happening, and then there's Jack, who's the crazy, genre-savvy, kooky one, and then there's whatever supernatural is happening. There's always some little supernatural nugget that throws in that messes up the Robert Louis Stevenson part, and Jack is kind of the glue that melts it all together. And I feel like they're bringing that back. They're bringing back, this is a serious thing, throw in supernatural to upset the apple cart, and then somehow, hopefully, this time Jack has a plan. I'm looking forward to see what else is coming out. This is a very early reaction. I am fully aware my opinions might change drastically over the time more information has come out, but this is where I'm at right now. I'm excited to see more. It's nice to have a long dormant fandom come back, and it's nice to have my long dormant fangirl side come back. I've regressed back to an optimistic young maiden, and I'm annoying every man in this household. But I am excited, that's all I meant to say. Other housekeeping, I've announced this on Twitter, but I'm announcing it on YouTube now. I am in the process of making a Disneyland series of my own. Everyone knows my husband, Charlie, does theme park videos at Disneyland and Universal, but after he's done with his countdown, I will be starting work. Well, I am starting work, I'm writing it, but I will be starting in earnest a Disney series of my own. This one will be more educational, using Disneyland to talk about art theory, as well as art movements, and because Disneyland is art, you can't tell me any different. And that's going to be fun, but summer of 2017, when this comes out, I'm going to try my darndest to get a retrospective of the Pirates movies from the perspective of a fangirl I want to do that by 2017 because it is not only when this comes out, it is the 50th anniversary of Pirates of the Caribbean, The Ride. So that's something I'm excited about. Things are happening. I know I've been dormant on YouTube for a while, but that's because I've been working so much. I also want to try and get out another video about Labyrinth before the end of the year because it's the 30th, and that's very important to me. So that's just some general housekeeping. Thanks for watching my fangirl ramblings because, oh man, is the fangirl back. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this content and have not yet. Subscribe for more, subscribe for the Disney series and the Pirates videos and the Labyrinth video that's coming up. I'm working on all these things and I have a job. Yes, my life is crazy. Subscribe, like, comment. Are you looking forward to Pirates of the Caribbean 4, Dead Men Tell No Tales? What do you think of the trailer? I want to know. And also share to all your friends, and don't forget Patreon. Any little bit helps. And if you enjoyed, thanks for listening. And if you didn't, I look forward to your flames. Yo ho. I'm so excited.